Alright, in the last video I showed you how to solve equations with radicals in them. And now we're going to have the very similar skill of solving with rational exponents. Because remember, a rational exponent is just a type of radical. So I have two rules right here. We have two examples going over this skill. Just like before, what we want to do is get the piece with the power by itself, like we did with the radicals. So we need to divide both sides by 4 to make that go away first. When we divide both sides by 4, we're just going to have our parenthesis right here, to the 2/5 power, equals 9. So, in order to kind of solve this equation, I need to make my 2/5 power go away. Specifically, I want it to be a 1, because when something's to the first power, basically we don't even write the exponent anymore. It's just gone and we'll have this. So, what I'm going to do is raise both sides to the reciprocal power. If I have a 2/5, I'm going to do both sides to the 5/2 power. So I'm going to do the 5/2 power on both sides of this equation. When the exponent's outside of the parentheses, you multiply it together. You do these, you're going to get 10/10, which is just 1. So my exponent is going to be gone here. I just have x minus 8. Okay? On this side of the equation, I have to do 9 to the 5/2 power, which you can just use your calculator for if you want, or you can evaluate it by hand if you know how. You should get, I believe, 343 from doing that, though. So you can just pretty much punch this in the calculator and just get a number for this side. Now, on this problem, the second rule right here, if you look at what we did to both sides, we did the 5/2 power to both sides. The over 2 tells us it's going to be like a square root. And when you square root both sides of a problem, you have to remember the plus or minus. So this is like doing an even root, because the bottom number on what we did, we don't care about what was already there. We did a square root on both sides, so we have to remember a plus or minus right here. So we're going to put a plus or minus in front of that answer. That means what we have to do to get x by itself is add 8. And when we add our 8, we're going to have x equals 8 plus or minus 343. Since these are both nice numbers, we're going to go ahead and do the plus, do the minus, and we're going to solve this real fast. So let's see, on the plus, we're going to get 351. And the minus, I believe, is negative 335. And I'm going to type that in real fast to make sure I don't say it wrong for you guys here. We got 8 minus 343. Yeah, negative 335. So these are both going to be answers to this problem. We're going to have two solutions here. On our second problem, I already went ahead and put this parenthesis by itself, so we don't have to do any work with moving stuff over. We are going to raise both sides on this one to the 4/3 power, because that's going to cancel the 3/4 power that was already there. These are just going to basically turn into a 1. This side is just going to say x plus 10, and I have to evaluate 8 to the 4/3 power, either by hand or just on the calculator is fine with me. We are going to get from doing that a 16. So that side is just going to say 16 now. On this problem, we are not going to do a plus or minus sign. If you look, what we did to both sides is a cube root. When you do a cube root on both sides, you do not put a plus or minus down. So there's already 4 there, we don't care about that. We did a cube root to both sides, no plus or minus. We're just going to subtract the 10. And we will get only one answer for this problem here. It's going to be x equals 6. So, reciprocal power will cancel out a fraction exponents.